Hi, my name is Saeed. I am a transgender advocate based here in San Francisco, California, and I am most known for being a founder of the Transgender District in San Francisco's Tenderloin, which is the world's first district of its kind. Welcome to San Francisco. I believe that the Transgender District is a radical solution towards addressing disparity and economic disenfranchisement that transgender people face. The district was created by Black trans women to combat just that. Because the reality is that transgender people often face the most marginalization of any other population in the United States. We face high rates of unemployment, violence, discrimination, houselessness, and so much more. The whole idea around creating an urban area that centers our experience was that hopefully we could create these pipelines for housing, owning businesses, and creating an economy that's for us and by us. Pride is a very tricky holiday for us in that we often get to celebrate the liberties that our LGB folks have in ways that transgender people do not. While we do face great disparity, we also have an amazing culture. And I think centering Black trans joy is absolutely important, especially during Pride. If we celebrate and liberate Black trans people, then we liberate everybody else.
Good afternoon and welcome to Glide Memorial Church celebration. We're so honored to have you as a part of Dragon Spirituality, Integration into Oneness. On behalf of Glide, our foundation, our leaders, our lay leaders, our church, you are welcomed here. And when we talk about the radical inclusivity and extravagant welcome and unconditional love, we're not just talking about opening the doors to everyone. And we're not talking about diversity and having one of each. We're talking about the full access to the divine through everybody, broken or not. Everyone has an expression that wanted of faith and divinity. And that's why we're so thrilled that this celebration is happening today here at Glide. It's a part of what we've been doing, radical work in the community and radical acceptance and radical expression of divinity. So fasten your seatbelts, hold on to your sequins, get your eyelash glue ready, and be prepared to have this world and your next world rock. Now, I'd like to bring to front of you Bonnie Violet, the coordinator, the curator, and the organizer of Dragon Spirituality, Integration into Oneness.
Hello, hi everybody, how's it going? Bonnie Violet here. Thanks so much for choosing to be here this afternoon. I'm really excited and thrilled to present to you a group of drag artists that have spent some time over the last few weeks preparing a special show for you. Basically, their task was to exist in spiritualness, whether that's ritual or talking about their spirituality, and existing in drag at the same time. This has been building up for 4 weeks now. Prior to this, we have interviewed 12 other drag artists and heard their narrative, their drag narrative laced with a spiritual thread. If you didn't get a chance to see those, check out the A Queer Chaplain YouTube page, as well as Glide's Facebook page, and you can watch those interviews. I want to send a special thank you to Glide and the Glide Pride team, Reverend Marvin, Perry Fenton, and Mark, as well as Linda Summers and Paula Farmer, who have been huge supports for me and for this project this last 4 weeks. This is a free event, as always, but we wanted to take this opportunity to try to raise some funds and some awareness about an organization that means a lot to me, as well as a lot of other folks around the globe even. The Transgender District is the first legally recognized organization of it, or district of its kind, and it's located in the Tenderloin. We're gonna go ahead and show you a video here about the transgender. Oh, we're not gonna show you a video here because we just showed you. I was curious about that because I saw that. So I just wanna, what we're gonna do is first, the first guest that will join us will be Kanyon Coyotewoman, who will do a land acknowledgement and song. And then directly after that, we'll go into Trixie Lamonte, and then Cassidy LeBlanc, Lexus Sexus, Syzygy, and then you'll, I guess you'll get to see me again. So I'll see you on the other side of this wonderful experience. Bye-bye.
Mishmin Tuhis, Connor Cot Canyon, Coyotewoman, Sarah's Roots. I come from Indian Canyon Nation, and currently today I am in Tamian Ohlone territory. However, if we weren't dealing with COVID, I would be right there in community with you. And I'd like us to acknowledge the land that this gathering is and should be, and possibly in the future can be held in. So I invite you to say the word Yalamu. Yalamu is the first village site. Before San Francisco was known as San Francisco, before it was California, before it was ever the United States, the first name of this land, of San Francisco, is Yalamu. I invite you to say the word Ramaytush. Ramaytush is the first language of this territory. So the first language that would be spoken is the Ramaytush dialect. As I introduced myself, I am from Mutsun Ohlone territory. I am a Southern Ohlone, but I find it so very important that we acknowledge the land that we are on. And my mother and my grandmother have always taught me, and they always have believed, and I too believe this, that when song, ceremony, and dancing stops, so does the earth. I too believe that. So I'm lucky to be in this circle. I am the founder of Indian Canyon Two-Spirit Society. I myself identify as non-binary. My pronouns are she, they, and coyote. And I'd like to offer my voice to this circle. This is a grandmother song to honor our grandmothers, their grandmothers, and an all Mother Earth. For without them and without her, we would not be here. We share this time and space together for a reason. So it's with that humility, that gratitude, that present-mindedness that I offer this song to you here. And at the end of the song, I invite you to say, oh, because these words, this song, this good energy, this opportunity to be in community, we can have that moment of unity by saying, oh. So this is Canyon's grandmother song. Moi moi o kawa, moi moi o ko, moi moi no, moi moi o ko, moi moi o nehe, ayo konale, moi moi he, ayo konale, moi moi o kawa. No son and oh, and one big O. Oh! No son is in breath, so it is in spirit. And I'm honored to be in community with everyone here. I am just so very happy that we can all acknowledge native land. No matter where you are on occupied native land, and we all can take steps to honor these places that we occupy. So I say thank you, and I'm happy to be in community with you. Oh!
Welcome, dear congregants, welcome. This is a special ritual called Revel in Your Holiness. This is taken from my direct Jewish ancestry and lineage and co-created within myself. Thank you.
Tehom el tehom kore, tehom el tehom kore, tehom el tehom kore. From the deep I call to you, the deep I call to you, the deep I call to you.
Focus on what you are doing. From the time you make the blessing until both tefillin are in place, do not talk. Don't even wink. Just concentrate on hooking up your mind, heart, and deeds, and bind them to God. Tefillin is a daily ritual for men. Inside these leather boxes is the words of Torah. Remember this day in which you came out from Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage. For by strength of hand the Lord brought you out from this place. And it shall be for a sign for you upon your hand and as a memorial between your eyes, that the law of the Lord may be in your mouth. Love your Lord, your God, with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might, which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart. Teach them diligently to your children. Speak of them when you are sitting in your house and when you are on the road, when you are lying down and when you are rising up. You shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be a symbol between your eyes. Write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God. You are forbidden to cross-dress. When you bleed, you are tumah, ritually impure. You shall not lie with another male as you with a woman. It is an abomination. Hear, my people, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. We must pick ourselves up from the ashes over and over and over again to rise like the phoenix. We must know these words were written on ancient animal skin with oak gull ink, passed down generation to generation in our lips. Black fire on white fire, the space between has always held our stories. Inside this box is also our voices, more hidden, more rare, the fringe of every garment, the gifts that come from the edge. These words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart. Teach them diligently to your children. Speak of them when you are sitting in your house and when you are on the road, when you are lying down and when you are rising up. In your bones, you must know that you are so needed on this planet at this time, at every time, that you, in your genderqueer body, your trans body, your brown body, your black body, your disabled body, your body that bleeds with the moon, your fat body, your old body, your wildly creative, amazing body, you are beautiful. You are already whole. You are worthy. You can be sexual with whoever you want, however you want, as long as it is consensual. You shall love yourself completely, so you can love others completely. Let no one diminish your joy. Free yourself from the narrow place. Rise up and eliminate all the cages. Take the children and teach them that what comes from the womb is holy, that the time of sacrifice is over. We redeem all who breathe life, all those who are born. Here, my people, we are one with the universe. Do not seek revenge. Seek to live your best life. Love your body with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. You are your own temple. You are the goddess and the god, and all beings are holy. These words bound to your body can now unwind. Release what no longer serves you. Take what does and create something new. Remember when the temple crumbled, our ancestors, our queer, radical, magnificent ancestors birthed a new faith from the ashes, followed their svara, their moral intuition down a path that led to your existence. The phoenix is now in you, and it is our turn to birth from this rubble. Unwind yourself. You do not need to be bound. It is time for us all to set ourselves free. The universe delights in our collective joy. In every drop of blood from my body, in every cycle of the moon, in every lover's delicious wetness, I can taste our liberation. As I wade through the water, I can see the ancestors on one side of me and the generations to come on the other. This time, we all make it to the other side. No one drowns. The knee is lifted from the neck. Speak of this when you are sitting in your house and when you are on the road, when you are lying down and when you are rising up. Speak of this together. Remember, you are building the temple of the future in your body, in our collective bodies. Unwind with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. To fill in is a daily ritual for all people. For all time, for all bodies, for our souls. Inside this new dance is all of our stories.
Shafina El Shaddai, Ima Ila'a, Sem Semai. Shafina El Shaddai, Ima Ila'a, Sem Semai. Summoning, embodying, sacred she who dwells within. We celebrate, we co-create, me and the goddess we are kin. May she bless us and may she keep us, and as she shines her face, may we embody grace. May she bless you and may she keep you, and as she shines her face, may you embody grace. May she bless you and may she keep you, and as she brings release, may you give birth to peace. Before this river becomes an ocean, before you throw my heart back on the floor, oh baby, I reconsider my foolish notion. What I need someone to hold me, but I wait for something more. 'Cause I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith. Because I gotta have faith. I gotta have faith.
Thank you all so much for being in this ritual with me. Please put in the comments how you are unraveling and unwinding and liberating yourself. Thank you.
Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. My name's Cassidy LeBlanc, and this is the second episode of Consciousness is a Drag. Now, for this episode, what I'm going to be discussing is something that's actually very, very personal for me. Personal and vulnerable. I'm going to be discussing my healing journey, and that wraps into my own spiritual awakening. Before I get into that information of the healing that I've gone through and the spiritual awakening that I've gone through, I need to discuss with you some experiences that I have gone through in my past. Now, as much as I would like to say everything was great, it wasn't. And I'm not going to say as well that I am a victim, because I'm not a victim. And I don't regret any of the experiences that happened to me, because I know that all of these experiences have made me who I am today. And I am proud to be who I am today. Now, after I was born, there were other things that happened that were deeply traumatic. And I don't feel like I have to get into the details of what exactly happened. But I will say that the experiences that I have gone through after they had happened left me with feelings of grief, abandonment trauma, sadness and depression, and anxiety. I wanted so desperately to be loved by everybody. I put that smile on my face to shield away the sadness, to put a mask on, so I couldn't show the world how much pain that I was actually going through. Now, as time went by, I grew up into adulthood, and I suppressed all of these feelings and ignored them and resisted them. But the laws of the universe is whatever resists, persists. And as you continue to resist feelings in your body, especially the negative ones, they just mirror back closer and closer and closer. I was in a relationship, and unfortunately we didn't work out. And after we didn't work out and we broke up, all of my deep-seated wounds bubbled up to the surface. At first, I thought to myself, wow, I am feeling so much heartbreak and so much grief over this one loss of this person. And then I realized that no, this is a sensation that is actually layered. I'm actually re-experiencing the trauma of my childhood through this sense of loss. I tried to cope in any sort of way that I possibly could. And one of my main coping mechanisms that's been very, very positive for me my entire life is through the use of artistry, expressive arts, drama. All of the arts has been a beautiful way for me to transform energy in my body. So one day, and this was in January of 2019, I drew a picture of a woman meditating on an eclipse. Coincidentally, which I do not find to be a coincidence, this was the same week as the January blood moon eclipse. And after realizing the synchronicity, I took it to heart and thought to myself, you know what? Maybe I should try a meditation. Now, my dear friend Laurel helped us through the meditation. And the question that she asked, which I am so grateful that she asked, was, what are you afraid of? What popped into my heart space was, I am afraid of being alone. And the next question that she asked was, what does that fear need? Something deep inside of me said, I needed to start my self-love journey. Now, you might think to yourself, oh wow, how cliche, okay? Is this turning into the sisterhood of the traveling pants? No, it isn't, because I'm not wearing pants. But the fact of the matter is that I needed to actually go on my self-love journey. I had never actually fully committed to that. I had always tried my best to avoid the pain happening inside of me. So I started looking into a lot of different things. First of all, attachment theory. So then I asked myself the question, well, how can I heal or change my attachment style to be something more secure? And there was two answers that I found. Number one, get into a relationship with somebody who is secure that can make you secure. That wasn't going to happen anytime soon. Or number two, give yourself the love that you need. And that's exactly what I started doing. So I started to do research around what self-love looked like. And for me, the things that resonated was inner child work and delving into the subconscious mind. And coincidentally, which I do not believe in coincidences, As soon as I started looking into the subconscious mind, going with my inner child, starting to listen to this inner child, that's as soon as I met a hypnotherapist that changed my life. Now, she asked me, Casey, how are you doing? And I said, things are good. I have a good apartment. I have good friends. The job situation is fine. And then I told her the truth about what was really going on. And I said, look, I went through a breakup. All of my deep-seated wounds have bubbled up to the surface, and I'm ready to just start my self-love journey. And she looked at me and she said, you know what? I can help you with that. Now, the first session that we had was absolutely life-changing for me. Basically, what happened is that she brought me into my subconscious mind, and there I adopted my inner child. I adopted this inner child, this fundamental of my personality, this seed inside of me that was constantly needing and seeking attention, that wanted healing, that wanted to be listened to, something that I'd been ignoring and resisting my entire life. And through that process of hypnotherapy, delving into my subconscious mind, adopting my inner child, listening to it, nurturing it, holding it in that aspect, I went through an incredible healing journey and spiritual awakening through the process. After I came out of that hypnotherapy session, I felt so at peace. But what was very strange was the fact that that night when I fell asleep, I literally felt my brain reprogram. I felt this death and life experience happening all night. And when I woke up in the morning, I literally felt like a different person. Energetically in my body, I felt a level of spaciousness that I had never had before. Because that spaciousness that was new was always filled with grief and sadness and abandonment. I ended up sort of missing the sensation of grief, missing that sensation of anguish. And I remember asking my hypnotherapist, is it weird that I actually have a little bit of grief over the fact that I don't feel this grief anymore? And she said to me, that is completely normal. It's a normal process of healing because we have to get used to our new bodies after going through healing. And because of this healing, because of the spaciousness in my energetic body after the healing process, I had a spiritual awakening in which I felt cosmic energy from the universe flood into my body. It expanded my consciousness, my capacity to see, to be open, to be present. Something that I am so incredibly grateful for. Just because I went through that journey does not mean that it's the end. Because the fact of the matter is that we can never stop growing, learning, healing, and awakening. I'm still going through that process. And my hope by sharing this story with you is that going through an awakening, going through a healing experience does not mean that it's about an end goal, about fixing yourself. Because the fact of the matter is that we're not broken, but we can always become more authentic, more whole, more free in ourselves. This is my own personal journey. This is my own experience. Okay, truck. I'm going on a spiritual journey right here with my fans, okay? Make sure to find the joy in your life and ask yourself too, what do you fear? And what does that fear need?
I invite you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and out. In and out. I want you to imagine the sound of my voice passing through your body, from your ears to the toes on your feet. melting into your chair, your couch, your bed, your sit bones, breathing in and out. Let us begin.
burning thing that it makes the fire ring. Oh, but I know love as a fading thing, just as fickle as a feather in a stream. See, honey, I saw love. You see, it came to me. It put its face up to my face so I could see. Yeah, then I saw love disfigure me into something I am not recognizing. I said, come on in. I will not open myself up this way again. I'll lay my face to the soil, nor my teeth to the sand. I will not lay like this for days now upon him. You will not see me fall, nor see me struggle to stand, to be acknowledged by some touch from his gnarled hand. You see the cage it called. I said, come on in. I will not open myself up this way again. That treetop night, I see the shadows that we cast in the cold, clean light. My feet are gold, and my heart is wide, and we race out on the desert plains all night. See, honey, I am not some broken thing. I do not lay here in the dark waiting for thee. My feet are light, and I am racing out on the desert plains all night. Is a burning thing that it makes a fire ring. All that I know love as a Cajun thing, just a killer come to call from some awful dream. Oh, and all you folks you come to see, you just stand there in the glass looking at me. But my heart is wild, and my bones are steel, and I could kill you with my bare hands if I was free.
Hi, everyone. Bonnie Violet back here. Thanks so much for being here at the show. This is like the part where it says sermon, which makes me really uncomfortable, to be honest, to even say such a thing. I feel like all I really have to share is my experience with things. This journey with working with this drag artists and hearing their stories has been very powerful for me personally. Where do I go from here? You know, I've learned that sharing. Where do I go from here? So, this journey has allowed me to see and know that I am not alone. That many people out in the world are having similar experiences as myself, and that there's no need for me to feel like I'm alone. I titled this series Integration and ONEness because that's been kind of my journey. You know, I've spent a good part of my life, as I think many people do, is living in pieces of myself. And there were times when I would like break apart, though I thought in my mind, I don't know that I can really break apart. I think I break open. I think I can avoid parts of myself. I can keep parts of myself in the dark. But I think the truth of it is that I'm always whole, and I've always been whole. And that is because of some sort of divine energy that I like to call my spirit. My spirit is that's in between all of my parts, all of my pieces, the pieces that I've had to escape to in order to survive as I grew up, the pieces that just tried to keep the peace at home, who went to school and tried to be perfect and get the good grades, and then went to church to be cool. All those parts of myself only existed when I was in those places. As I've gotten older, I've just found myself in different places, but often only showing up with pieces of myself. And for a good reason, you know, showing up in our fullness, showing up in our wholeness, like putting it all out there is a very vulnerable, dangerous, and radical thing. And for me, it's taken me some time to know that, to shed light on those dark spaces within myself, in a lot of the time I was trying to change myself. Like I was just trying to not be who I was and not have the parts that I had. And sooner or later, I just started becoming curious. I stopped fighting that these things, these parts of myself were there. And the more I fought them, the more they came out in crazy. So I started to just get curious, partially because I was just scared. I didn't know how to be different. I felt like I had been told that how I was incorrect or wrong in some way, and that I didn't have access to God or my spirit or anything divine or holy because of some of my parts and some of what my parts do and have done. As I became curious, that caused me to reach out to people who seemed to be able to show off parts of themselves that I had struggled to hold on my own. And that curiosity caused me to create community and moments and times when I could let parts of myself out. I landed in San Francisco 3 years ago, kind of at the crux of like, I hit a moment in my life where I just couldn't exist like this. I couldn't exist and ignore parts of myself any longer. And I knew I needed to go to a place and a space in which I could explore that. And I found that in San Francisco. And it's not because San Francisco is so rad or so great, but it is. It's just, there's a lot of us here. So there's a lot of opportunity for me to safely, and not in silence and not in my aloneness, explore these pieces of myself. I strive every day to bring all of myself into everywhere I go. And that if I choose not to, that it's a choice, that it's not because I decided, it wasn't because I was afraid. It wasn't because I was like, I didn't think it would fit in or whatever. But it was a choice for me to say, you know what, I'm okay with leaving this part of me at home in the closet today. But that was a choice, because for so long I did that I thought I had to. I thought I couldn't exist as who I was. And I thought that like God, like part of that had to do with God. You know, the more that I've sought this connection with like my spirit and the spirit outside of here, the universe, God, like whatever the heck you want to call it, like all I do is seek it. I don't understand it. I don't know what it is, but all I know is that when I seek, I feel better, and my body is animated and lifts and moves about in the world in a way in which I really want to. My transness is a spiritual experience. For me, I know that me letting all of this out, me letting those parts of myself out in the open is like, that's an act of God. Like I do that because of God, and God creates that. God continues to create that in me. I continue to be, I think that's the thing that I love is like, I've gotten at a point in my life, and like Cassidy said, I haven't gotten it all figured out, but you know, I've got to a place in my life where I don't remember what I was gonna say, but what was I going to say there? Anywho, I know in my being that I am connected to every living being that's out there. And a good part of my life, my behaviors and my activities do not show that I know that truth in my heart to be real. And that's really kind of like where I'm at, is this place of trying to integrate myself and to become one with that which is outside of me. Because I want that, I desire that, and I believe it's my purpose. I don't know. I cannot say enough about, I just can't believe that I'm in this moment, in this time, and in this space, and with this wonderful group of people who are so willing to be vulnerable and show up in radical ways, very vulnerable ways, to flip the script, to show the world that we as drag artists and drag performers, we have spirituality, we have purpose, we have intention. And sometimes that's just, joy, bringing joy into the world, or causing people to think differently, or to share some sort of narrative. I don't want to belabor this too long because I feel like I've said enough, but I am just blown away at this opportunity that the universe has provided, that I just showed up for. And thank you for showing up as well. I couldn't have been here without you. There would be no reason for me to. Anywho, we have reached that time where I would like to open it up for folks to ask questions of our artists. They're all going to come online here in a second. You'll be able to see us all in like a Brady Bunch grid. And we'd love it if you have any questions for our artists, for you to share it in the comments on the YouTube feed or the Facebook feed, wherever you are. Feel free to share those questions with us, and I will ask them on your behalf.